spanked us, and hugged us. They've spoiled us, supported us, taught us, and loved us. I can't state enough how much they are loved. I truly believe they were sent from above. Mom and Dad, we love you, and we all can agree. You are truly the best parents there ever could be. We now have a slideshow.
First of all, I'd like to thank, which already have been thanked, the kids, the hotel staff for the work they've done here. I'd like to thank all the friends, relatives, neighbors, and those who sneaked in for being here to celebrate this with us. I had quite a few things I was going to say, and it's I can't remember much, and I was going to write them down, but then I wouldn't know where I put the paper. So things are slowing up a little bit for me. But there's something, I did remember some of the things I wanted to say, and I do have the paper. There's one more paper. Anyways, I've been reading the horoscope here, and for yesterday, this is our official day of wedding day, and it says yesterday, it said an emotional release clears the way. Whatever previously impeded your home life from being totally peaceful will now be brought into the open and dealt with quickly. She said to me, says, Mike, wash the floor. I quickly went down and washed it right away. To wash the dishes, I quickly washed the dishes. So that we've got it going. But I will also want to, I was to a convention one time, and when the guy leaned against the podium like this, I knew it was a long haul. So, but it won't be long. I want to just tell you how Isabelle and I met. Before that, I'm going to tell you I saw me smoking a cigar on one of the pictures there. And it used to be when, like when I started working, we worked 48 hours a week. And then we cut down to 44 hours a week. And on my half a day off, I used to like to go and have a few beer. And as soon as I'd have a few beer, I always bought a cigar. I don't know why, I couldn't smoke it. But I'd have a cigar, a few beer, and then I'd look for shoe shine shops to get my shoes shined. Now I don't know if they have any or not. But I met Isabelle in a back lane in Jedburgh. There are not very many back lanes in Jedburgh. But that was before I had any interest in girls. And she seemed so, I should say, kind and so really nice. And I always remembered her. It didn't matter. I think I was 12, and I'm not sure, and she might have been 9 or so. But I could never forget. Every time I'd see her, I was glad to see her again. And I had dates, and she had dates, and then she had a boyfriend, and he was a pretty nice guy, and I was glad for her that she had this boyfriend who was going to be pretty good. And then she had to go to Winnipeg to have an operation. Today it would be surgery. But then it was an operation. And the time she was having this operation, we were driving the cattle to the community pasture on horseback, of course. And one of the guys whose mother seemed to know everything said to me, he said, you know, I don't think Isabel's going to make it. And I felt kind of sad, and I said a prayer, and I hoped she would, and she did. I guess it must have helped. But then I remember her coming back from the hospital, and her throat, she couldn't talk very much. She's changed quite a bit. Then she got another boyfriend. I don't know how it came. Well, she always picked, this time, better boyfriend. Every time she got a boyfriend, it was always better. Anyway, he was a nice fellow. And I was bad for him. Excuse me. Anyway, it was nice every time I'd see her, be glad to see her. And we happened to be at a dance in Jedburgh, of course, and if I don't know how things are now, but in those days the men stood at the back of the hall, the married women were to the north side of the hall, and the single girls were to the south side of the hall inside. So, and a bunch of us guys were having a beer outside. We weren't old enough to go to the beer parlor. And they played, in those days when they played the supper waltz, you went over and you asked the girl for a dance, and of course you took her down for lunch. And they were playing the supper waltz, and I said to her then boyfriend, I said, Gerald, I said, Isabelle will be waiting for you. And he said, you go. And I said, you guys aren't going together anymore? And he said, no. Well, I set down the beer, first time in my life. I set down this beer, and I ran across the road really fast, and up the steps. There's about 10 steps. It's a long hall. And I ran up the steps, and my heart was beating, and I'm thinking, geez, I'll miss it. She'll be gone. That's a true story. She'll be gone. And I walked in, and I looked immediately to the south side of the hall, and she was still there. And I walked straight across to her, and I asked her if she'd have this dance with me, and she accepted. And we've been together ever since. We had some tough times in there. I was in Swift Current, and I was coming home. I bought a ring. Of course, she made the last payment on it. But I bought this ring, and I was coming home to give it to her. And in those days, there was a air flight from Swift Current, Regina. No, I only finished with it. Swift Current, Regina, Yorkton, and Brandon. And I think it was something like $12 or $14 one way. And I took this flight, and the plane couldn't land in Regina, and it couldn't land in Yorkton because of the fog. And it landed in Brandon. So there I was, I couldn't give her the ring. And next morning, the plane couldn't take off. Next morning, the plane couldn't take off in Brandon. So I thought, well, here we go again. But there was there was a salesman who was selling, was working for De La Belle cream separators. You guys wouldn't know about that now either. But he said, I'm going to York and I have an appointment. Anybody want to come with me? So I immediately said, okay. So I went with her, with him, caught a ride, and of course I was able to give Isabelle the ring. We got engaged and we got married. And that's it. I'll leave the rest to Isabelle.
I guess most of it is true. Well, actually, I thought we met at catechism when I was about 7, and he must have been 8 or 9, but anyway. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for coming, and I would like to thank my children for putting on this great program and all the work that they did and stuff, and the decorating. And I would also like to thank Peggy, apart from my next door neighbor, for helping and getting some of this done too. She's very good at it. And it was just so nice to see everybody. And it was kind of too bad that some of the wedding party couldn't come, but that happens after 50 years. But I'm glad that Eileen is here. And I'm also very happy because there are 5 of my nursing classmates here today. So I'm really, really happy about that. 5 out of 16, that's not bad. And and they're not all from Yorkton. They're from Saskatoon, Flin Flon, Pinawa, and so yeah, they came. And thank you, girls, for coming. It's really, and guys too. It's good to see you. And I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. I can't believe it's 50 years. I really can't. And yeah, they've been good 50 years. I wouldn't trade them. And I probably couldn't. And so anyway, I'm just happy to be here, and thank you everybody for coming.
I want the last word. The girls, or the program said how much we did with our children. I have to thank Isabelle totally. I seemed to work 8 to 12 hours a day, and she was organizing everything. I was just there. She'd say, we got to go here, we got to go there, we got to go there. And so she did everything from figure skating to bowling to hockey. She organized everything, and without her, they would have never had this kind of life. That's all. Thank you.
Well, that pretty much concludes the program tonight. I also have a few thank yous and announcements. I also want to thank Peggy for helping me and Cheryl do the lovely decorations, and she has a lot of expertise in that, and we wouldn't be able to do it without her. Supplying the cake for the occasion has always been my grandma's job, and due to her failing health, she was unable to attend, but she still insisted that she contribute the cake, so she has contributed the cake that's at the front, and we are going to be cutting it in a few minutes in case anybody wants pictures, and we'll be serving it tonight. So you don't have to leave yet. We have the room for a while, so stick around and visit and have a good time. That's about it.
Let's go to
Blu-ray is it is better, like it's just slightly better. But the fact is that HD DVD can be made so much cheaper. So
I'm not very technologically good. I have an HD TV and I know I love playing with Pac-Man on it. I can stand behind you. Kind of squeeze it behind. There we go. No, Johnny. This is this. This is stand nice. That's nice. Yeah, just nice. Yeah. And smile. Yes. And Dad, you have to look this way, nowhere else. You don't look at anybody but this way. Just look this way. Look this way. It's all
am I on the way?
Yes. Yeah. So way before Johnny leaves, we're gonna. But let's get wait,
It's not smart anymore.
Okay, now Barb's family.
Okay, wait, Bob.
Everybody that's here. Get everybody that's here to line up one big picture. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you